pity Sir Percival cannot be here.
Do you know I'm worried about Percival? You know, such an attrition of a body, so much of it. Stop this, I word!
I'm really worried when I'm in motor trouble.
It's indeed a tool because an Anderson is brought to be treacherous at night.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I should be providing you with a pleasant atmosphere to work in, not strike terror into all your hearts. Just take it from where you're at and slow down a little, okay?
Wait, does that mean you're not going to kill Smitty? Or Polly?
Yes, but don't you start feeling too secure.
Right. Okay.
I can't remember my line.
Don't say such a thing. It would make one think.
Got it. Don't say such a thing. He would make one think that perhaps there was some truth after all in the story about the curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the ruby, the diamond, wait, I'll get it. The Darjeeling diamond has always met with a dreadful demise.
But Percival didn't own the diamond anymore. Not since he sold to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's confection. Collection!
Nevertheless, Percival did own it. That might be enough.
See here, Dr. Fubbs.
Stop.
Forbes.
Ugh. Just everybody take a deep breath and relax. Go ahead, Billy.
You are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
I only know there are strange things in the history of India. Things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer poppycock. Ah! Sheer poppycock. Superstitious drivel.
Quite probably, Lord... darn it!
Oh my gosh. Relax. Slow and easy does it.
Quite possibly, Lord Dudley, and yet...
And yet?
Where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Why, Diana, what's a thing to say?
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his pants are moving all over my body. What's the matter? It's his hands, Violet. His hands. That's what I said.
You said pants.
Oh. Look, everybody, fun is fun, but we would like Smitty to get home sometime before dawn. Right. Sorry. When he looks at me, I feel as though his hands are moving all over my body.
But he is the knight of the...
Yeah, go ahead. Laugh it up. Go ahead. We'll see just how funny you think this is tomorrow night.
Go.
Knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night. Oh, Lord, what should we do? Take it easy. You're gonna be fine.
But should we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. Can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
I suppose so, but don't you think someone should call Percival aside and ascertain the reason for his absence?
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well,
Now what's the matter?
Well, I was just thinking. If Saul brings the necklace in the first act and I put it in the safe, then how can I say...
Oh dear. I forgot to give you the new line. When I rewrote the first act a few weeks back, I forgot to rewrite that line in this act.
This is a heck of a time to think of it. What's the new line?
I don't have the rewrite with me.
Approximately then. We don't have time for fooling around with words. Just give us the gist of it and we'll improvise.
Well, Polly's line is pretty much the same, except she says something to Billy about Percival or Saul not being here when Billy brings the necklace. I don't know.
Polly, can you handle that?
I mean, I guess I can try.
All right, just get on with this thing. I need another cup of coffee. Louise, is there any coffee back there?
For want of a better name.
It'll have to do. Come along, Phyllis.
heck is it? Oh, I got it. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I never spoke with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post saying that he asked Dr. Forbes to deliver it.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
Wait a minute. Polly, you make it sound like it's against the law to ask somebody to deliver things on that day. The part about the post has to come last.
Okay, let me try it again. But Dr. Forbes said that Percival had asked him to deliver it in the message delivered this morning in the post.
Oh, that's better. Go ahead, Smitty.
What? On St. Swithin's Day? Now what?
I'm sorry. It just sounded like she couldn't go on or.
I don't give a good darn what it sounded like. If all of you 3-year-olds want to play games instead of learning this play.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Please, Smitty, go ahead.
St. Swithin's Day.
By Jove, never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about that message?
Why, actually,
No, you didn't receive a message.
oh, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it actually were from Percival.
But did it come by post?
I assumed it had, but
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it?
why no?
Then how do you know its content?
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
No, of course not, old chap. Only if there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telegram.
Oh, I should very much like to see that telegram.
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have it. The message is from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you insolent young puppy, dashing
Of course he isn't Rex, Stephen. You should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mum.
Aha! And what do you have to say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Darn it all to heck! Phyllis, what have you done?
What have I done? What are you talking about? Did I get the phone bill out of order on the tape?
What were you doing with the tape, Phyllis?
Why, I just thought I'd give a listen to the sound effects and...
And you erased the tape. There's nothing on it. Nothing.
Louise, are you sure?
Listen for yourself.
I don't hear anything.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
Phyllis, this is the worst
I'm
experience
sorry.
I've ever had.
Everyone,
Louise,
listen
this
to
is
sound
we need to
effects.
fix this.
Louise, you're not leaving.
Can't do a darn thing if I stay. I've got to get home and retape every one of those sound effects before the opening. And if that bubble-brained idiot so much as comes near my machine again, I'm going to beat her head in with it.
Listen, as long as you have to redo the whole thing, Louise, I've been thinking, wouldn't it be easier to hook up a backstage phone and ring the phone manually because there's so many phone bells in this show?
Well, yes, I guess it would. And it would save me a lot of work tonight if I cleave the rings off the tape.
I could do the hookup. The end of the wire is already backstage, and there's a storage battery for power.
Okay. Just make sure you put the button somewhere near the tape recorder so I don't have to leave my soundboard to find it.
Gotcha.
Oh, and the rest of you, remember one thing. When you use the phone in the play, be sure to hang it upright. If it's sitting the wrong way, so the buttons aren't depressed by the speaker part, the phone can't ring. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it.
Okay, now if you excuse me, I've got a heck of a lot of work to do.
I'm so dreadfully sorry. I feel as though I owe each and every one of you an apology for what I've done.
Write it down and mail it to him.
Preferably on
let's-
St. Swithin's Day.
How's that for fast work?
Beautiful, Aggie, just beautiful. You deserve a cup of coffee for that.
I'll settle for that stuff Louise brews.
Should we go on?
Go on or else.
They need their cue.
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
Aggie!
Oh, sorry, I was drinking my swill.
You had best answer that, Doris, before we owe the caller an apology too.
Yes, sir. Hello? Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Who is it, Doris?
Sir Percival.
What? No, it can't be. I mean,
Yes, Doctor. Exactly what do you mean?
why?
Hello? What? Yes. Yes, I see. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Why, Dudley, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
That was not. Aggie, what the heck?
Aggie! Sorry, I put my coffee cup down on the button.
Go on, people, go on.
That was not Sir Percival.
Then who was it?
That was my good friend Miles Taylor.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
It's quite simple, really. I simply asked Miles to ring up the phone and act as if he was Sir Percival so that I could observe the effect it would have upon Dr. Forbes. I think you'll all agree he was struck dumbfounded.
Nonsense! It is not nonsense. I myself observed the self-same reaction.
But what does it mean?
Yes, what does it all mean?
Yes, what can it possibly mean?
Doris, you are forgetting your place.
Sorry, my lord.
It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival for the necklace...
How dare you, sir? I'll have you in court for this. Such accusations are actionable. To tarnish my good name, it's libelous.
I cannot be sued successfully for libel if my accusation should prove true.
And just how do you intend to prove them true?
Quite easily after a look at that necklace. Would you mind getting it for me, Dr. Forbes?
Necklace? There's no proof on that necklace. I'll show you. Aggie!
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I promise, guys, I won't forget tomorrow night. Things have just been kind of hectic here with Phyllis and...
Aggie, don't cross where the audience can see you.
I won't, I was just in a hurry.
Heaven help us all.
I'll show you. Aggie, can you stand a little closer?
Oh, sorry, Saul.
Mwah! Now show me your ridiculous proof.
You yourself have shown the proof, Dr. Forbes. For if you were not the murderer, then how did you know the combination to that safe?
Great heavens, he's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sellers. Well, there was one thing you did not take into account for. I am armed.
You, sir, are a scoundrel.
And I should very much like to surrender our engagement at this moment.
Does that mean you'll marry me, Diana?
With all my heart, Stephen.
Doris, telephone us once a constabulary.
Do so and you're dead, my dear.
Oh, Mum, what shall I do?
Just raise your hands. And the rest of you do likewise. Aggie, the phone's supposed to ring there.
I know. This is gonna be so rough tomorrow night. Dashing from the safe back to the soundboard. Never mind cueing all you people who are supposed to know your lines.
I can pass the necklace to him tomorrow night if you'd like. I'd feel much safer having it in my possession anyhow.
But won't you be seated out front?
I can come up for that part. I'll have to be backstage anyhow, so I can come out for my bow.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
We'll hash it out tomorrow. Can we get on with this thing?
And the rest of you do likewise. Down and blast, who is that?
That is Miles Taylor. I told him to ring us back shortly after his first call. If I do not answer, he shall summon the law, and they shall come here with a warrant for your arrest. Stanley Grimes?
Stanley Grimes! Do you mean the criminal laboratory assistant to Dr. Forbes?
To the late, Dr. Forbes, if I do not miss my guess. Your fiendish felonies are over, Grimes. Put down that pistol and surrender!
Never. I may go to the gallows, but none of you will live to see it.
Please, my lord, might I leave the room?
Just stand where you are. But before I destroy you all, I must know, how did you come to suspect me, Sellers?
I arrived here late, as you all know. As a result, I had time to overhear a news broadcast which told of the finding of Sir Percival's body, dead of a rare Indian cobra poison. You had already disconnected the telephone at the switchbox, so no one else would be able to overhear the news. But when I knocked down your overcoat as I was hanging up my own and found a flagon of that very poison in your pocket, Why, then I knew, of course. I immediately reconnected the telephone, rang up Miles, said about our plan, and...
Excuse me. My dearest darling, what did you know when you found this foul fiend's flagon?
I knew how he'd schemed to keep the legend of the curse alive. He had immersed that necklace in that very cobra venom, so that all who handled it would shortly become ill. He thought in this way to devalue it, to make Lady Margaret loathe the sight of it, so that he could have it for considerably less than its real value. So anxious would she be to sell that bauble.
Great heavens, and I would have too. Oh, curse you, Stanley Grimes!
Curse? No such thing as curses. Plus, I've soaked my hands in an antitoxin to prevent penetration of that potent poison.
Aggie, what is that?
You get real sirens tomorrow night.
My delayed tactics have done their work. Your time is up, Grimes. Surrender!
Never! I shall take this necklace, sell it for a fortune, and move wealthily to another country. Oh! Ah! Oh!
It's the curse of the
Darjeeling diamond, dear.
Thanks, Henry.
The Darjeeling Diamond!
He's dead!
He mocked the laws of society, and a higher power has intervened. Oh, Stephen, hold me, hold me!
Curtain, shall I lower it, Jerry?
Heck no! We've only just begun. All right, it's already 10:30 and you've had your first act. Now we need to run all 3 acts as fast as we can.
My mother is going to murder me.
Oh, my dear, but it is in such good cause.
But soft! What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That her maid art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Did I, thy father, refuse thy name? Or, if thou wilt not, you would swore my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call rose, by any of their names smell as sweet. Romeo, off thy name. If for that name which is no part of thee, take all of myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, never will I be Romeo.
What will your name be then?
Tybalt!
That's my cousin's name?
Oh, yeah. Vance Ferdinand!
Okay. Wait, what art thou doing on my property?
Well, nothing can stop true love. Not even these stone walls protecting thy privacy.
Oh, not but 12 hours ago was I averse to the notion of being wed. But since I met you, just 6 hours ago, I might be open to the possibility of marriage.
'Twas love at first sight!
Alas, if my kinsmen see thee, they will murder thee.
Yeah. So?
That means you could die?
Wait. What?
Yes, and I cannot stand that, so you must leave here.
But I don't wanna!
Well, Romeo.
Juliet! I am no longer Romeo. I am Vance! Vance Ferdinand! And you are still Juliet Capulet. Is that so hard to remember?
Dost thou love me?
I do, I swear it!
Hey, don't swear, there are children in the audience!
Sorry.
Wonderful. Now I must bid you adieu.
Wait! Dost thou love me?
I hear some noise within. I must go. I shan't be back this night. Have fun watering my garden and watch out for my guards.
Wait! Juliet! How do I get out of here?
What are you doing? How many times do I have to tell you Shakespeare in the Park is in the summer? Get out of here! What is going on?
guys coming? Hurry up.
What do you need?
I have to talk to you about something.
About what?
Jerry, she has an extra job for you.
An extra job for us. We already do so much.
Well, she says you're really bad at being stagehands.
We're bad at being stagehands.
She says you're bad at being stagehands, and she wants you guys to try acting.
She wants us to try acting?
We became actors, so we didn't.
I know. We have to listen to Jerry.
Why?
She's in a mood, okay?
Okay.
So, she wants you guys to come up with a bit part to do during
Wait,
intermission.
she wants us to come up with the bit part too?
Yeah,
Not
a
just
little
acting
skit.
it.
Yeah, you come up with the
We
idea.
have to come up with it and act it.
Yes.
Why can't we have Phyllis write it? She loves writing.
Phyllis is not writing anything else.
That's a good idea.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have any ideas? Anything?
Candlestick.
A candlestick?
I want a candlestick in the play.
Did you just think of a random word?
No.
Oh.
I want a candlestick in the play.
Okay.
Hold on.
What does that remind you of?
What?
It's right here. It's my thinking candle.
You keep a
You have a
candle in
thinking
your
candle.
pocket?
You don't?
No?
Oh. Well, it's my thinking candle. It smells like lavender.
It does?
What?
Wait,
No.
that's a really good candle.
You want some?
No.
Oh, wait. Actually, hold on.
I get to keep it?
Yeah.
No way.
I have another one.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa! That's a big candle.
Yeah.
Oh, why? A candlestick
Do
is
I-
such a crazy
Do I
idea.
question why you have glasses and a clipboard? Then don't question my candle.
Oh my goodness.
Okay?
What are we gonna do with this candlestick?
That's not a candlestick, that's just a candle.
Okay, so show me your candlestick.
You want a candlestick? I'll get you a
I don't
candlestick.
want a candlestick.
Do you have any other bright ideas?
Oh my gosh.
I think so.
I got the candlestick.
It's close enough.
Yeah, I have a
You know
candlestick.
what?
Okay, show me what you're gonna do with it.
I have the candlestick.
Yeah, show us.
Play.
I have an idea.
Oh, yeah.
What if I just sit here and pretend to be the Statue of Liberty?
Perfect.
That's not a skit.
How is that not a skit?
You need to
Everybody
say
knows-
something.
The Statue of Liberty never says anything.
Oh my gosh.
Does that work?
If you don't give me an actually good idea, I'm gonna run out of here right now.
I have an idea. 2 candlesticks.
I'm done!
I want 3! I'll give you 4!
No!
Well, everybody, this is it. Any moment now, they're going to open up the doors and let the audience in.
Do they have to? I'm not sure I'm kidding. I'm getting really scared.
That's good, Smitty. The worst way to approach a performance is with complacency. Nervousness gives a player energy.
Well, nervousness is giving this player creeping paralysis. Aggie may have to push me on stage.
And don't think I won't. I used to be a sergeant in the paratroops, and everybody jumped, whether they wanted to or not.
Well, I'm not worried about the regular audience. If we goof, no one will know it. What's giving me cold sweat is the fact of looking out there and seeing Jerry. She'll recognize every error.
Then relax. I won't be out front tonight. I'll be right backstage here helping Aggie push.
How come? Don't you want to see the show? Not that I blame you.
Maybe tomorrow night. Tonight, Phyllis will be out front. And if I sit out there, she will want to be next to me, and I don't think I could handle that.
That reminds me, she still insists on being behind the safe to give Saul the necklace. It saves me busting my behind galloping back from the safe to the soundboard, but I'm worried she may get so caught up in her play she'll forget.
If she does, this play will end with a real murder.
Well, I did it. Took me till darn near 3 in the morning, but I got all the sound effects back in order on the tape. Finally.
I hope you skipped the phone bells.
Don't worry, but I did have thunder and lightning effects.
What? There's no thunderstorm in this play.
Who has ever heard of a murder mystery without a thunderstorm? Believe me, we're gonna need it.
But, Louise, there's no spot in the play to hear it.
What do you want to bet?
I've been through this play 100 times. I know there's no place to hear a thunderstorm. You'll distract the actors.
Jerry, I guarantee you, there's a perfect spot for a thunderstorm in the play. And it won't distract the actors.
Where?
That's gonna be my surprise.
Please.
Louise, how can you...
When have I ever let you down?
All the time.
Just make it easy on yourself. Bet me $1.
You're on.
If there's one thing I love, it's a sucker bet.
Ugh.
That is one thing I hate about stages. There's nowhere to hide.
Hello! 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 The magical moment is upon us at last!
And so will our audience be if we don't get this curtain closed. Come on, everybody, let's get moving.
Well, I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck.
That's bad luck too, doing the show business. You're supposed to say break a leg.
We'll never understand the theater.
That's a fine thing for our playwright to say.
The audience is coming in now. Would you all like to join me in prayer?
I'll
all say,
We could use a miracle.
St. Genesius, pray for us.
Saint Genesius, pray for us.
Okay, places, everybody. I'm going off stage.
Saul? Who's St. Genesius?
The patron saint of actors. He had to perform in front of the Roman emperor, but then he was put to death.
Oh boy. I hope there are no emperors out front tonight.
Amen.
Lord Dudley, will there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Other than myself and Lady Margaret, my wife, and the lovely socialite Diana Latiter here, no, Doris.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I say, Diana, have you yet located that book on famous jewels of India? I told you must be there on that shelf.
Yes, here it is. Oh, I say, Lord Dudley, you didn't tell me there was a curse in the ranch of Delhi. I mean, the Darjeeling ruby, the diamond.
Ah, it is known by many names, my dear.
It is? Oh, yes, certainly. Lots of them.
It does. Ridiculous. Balderdash. Lots of old wives' tales. Superstitious rot. But doesn't the book distinctly say?
Oh, yes. But the book distinctly says that Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the Darjeeling diamond, was found floating in his tub. I don't mean the diamond was found floating in his tub.
No, of course not. But what was, huh?
He was, in his own blood.
And the next owner?
And the next owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the diamond from Lord Clyde's estate, where he was found floating in his stables by his favorite horse, trampled, I mean. And the next owner...
Balderdash, nonsense, a lot of old wives' tales.
Well, they're all dead, aren't they?
Well-
The owners, not the wives.
Well, yes, but consider, I purchased the ruby this morning, and I'm fine. The diamond!
Lord Dudley, is anything wrong?
No, nothing. Just one of my beastly attacks.
You don't suppose.
Ridiculous. Sheer coincidence, mere chance.
Dr. Dodd is here, Lord Forbley.
It is your fiancé, Diana. It is your fiancé, Diana.
Yes, being engaged to the world-famous scientist maybe envy all the girls in London. In England. In London, England.
Oh.
But a lovely bell like you deserves to be rung.
You flatter me,
To
Lord
have a ring.
You flatter me, Lord Dudley.
Doris, will you show the gentleman in?
At once, my lord.
Saul!
Coming. Lord Dudley, Diana.
Oh, I'm sure you young people will want to be alone. I'll just toddle off to my room and potter about.
You're going the wrong way.
He must be using the outside stairway.
Yeah, that must be it. Well.
Really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Nonsense! I was once in love myself. Darn it!
Oh, dear.
Oh, my dearest darling.
My sweet. Mwah, mwah.
Why, darling, I have a little surprise for you.
Oh, no. I like surprises.
I kind of thought you did.
Can't wait to find out what it is.
It's really worth reading for.
I'm so excited.
I knew you would be.
Can't find it, huh?
Oh! I must have left it in my overcoat. Excuse me. The necklace! It's the necklace!
Phyllis has it. I forgot to get it from her.
I'm so dreadfully sorry. Take it.
Just give it to me.
My evening bag.
Wrong surprise. Just a moment. I hope you're happy, because now they think Dr. Forbes is a sissy.
I'm sorry.
Surprise! A white ruby of Ranchipore, or what? whatever it is.
Oh, how incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse.
Oh, not very much. May I, please?
Certainly you shall. Here, allow me. It is lovely in such a lovely setting.
Oh, Rex, what a thing to say!
I cannot decide which is lovelier, you or that fabulous gem.
Oh, I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Diana, that necklace. Where is it?
Over there! On the floor?
Take it. Take it off. Get it at once.
I got it.
Well, hurry it up. There, Lady Margaret. See, I was only trying to.
Take it off, I say, this instant.
Here now, Lady Margaret, there's surely no harm done.
No harm, you say? How could you endanger the life of this dear girl and your own fiancé? Oh, I don't believe in the silly curse, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century.
Oh! Diana, you're all right? Yes, I think so. It was just momentary. The room seemed to dip and my head started to spin.
Places for Act 2, everybody!
Places!
Oh, Diana, I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret's cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
Would you mind if I waited for her here? Naturally not. Might I, sir? You're so inclined. Diana. Yes, Stephen. Would you take offense if I were to? Stephen, what are you trying to say? Oh, dash it all, Diana. Must be played words. You know the message that longs to cry out from within my heart. Is it possible? Do I dare for a moment imagine that the message in your heart is the same message that longs to cry out from within my own? Your heart is open. And yet you do not draw away. Oh, Stephen, can you not reason out why? I am almost afraid to. Then face or no trepidation, Stephen says. Whether I'm a high-born lady, I am a soul woman. Oh, Diana. Oh, Stephen. Oh, Diana.
Everybody, ready for Act 3. Places!
You know, Aggie, maybe I should have gone to that bar after all.
You change your mind, I'll join you. The paratroops was never like this.
You know the difference between a play and a parachute?
What, Louise?
When a parachute opens, you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, open the darn curtain!
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
You are too kind, Diana. A pity Sir Percival cannot be here.
Do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He never accepts an invitation to one of our parties and not shown up, at least not without sending word.
Ah, but Lady Margaret, he might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These words to be treacherous at night. Roads!
Don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there was some truth after all in the story about the curse.
Nonsense, my dear. There's no such thing as a king as a thirst, thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Darjeeling diamond has always met with a dreadful demise. Woo.
But Percival didn't own the diamond anymore, not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless,
Has Saul been taking a nip between acts?
Wouldn't you?
Percival did own it. That might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes, you are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
I only know there are strange things in the history of Indra. Things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer poopy pop. Ugh. Superstitious drivel.
Quite probably, Lord Dudley, and yet.
And yet?
Where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Yes, indeedy.
I'll say.
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though my hands are moving all over his body.
Oh my God. I did not write that.
You're kidding me right now.
But he is a knight of the...
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night.
Yes, indeedy.
I'll say.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but should we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. Can't wait for Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
I suppose so, but don't you think someone should call Puzzle Slat and ascertain the reason for his absence?
Do you know? That might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I never spoke with him directly, but there was a message delivered on the post, in the post, on the post, in the post, on the post. The mailman brought it!
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about that mailman, or whatever you said?
Why, come to think of it, no.
You didn't receive a mailman?
Message.
That's who.
Oh, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it actually were from Percival?
But did it come in a post?
I assumed it
On
had.
a post.
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it? The message? The mailman?
Whatever it was, no.
Then how do you know its content?
Why, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Yes, indeed.
Is there any reason why you shouldn't have?
Shouldn't have.
No, of course not, old chap.
Then why did you ask?
If there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telephone. A cable car. A telegram.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
Hey, I don't have it. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have it. Must have just been from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
See here, you innocent young punk, are you doubting my word?
Of course he isn't Rex. Of course he isn't Rex.
Stephen!
Of course he isn't Stephen.
Should I apologize to Dr. Forbes?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I shall, as soon as...
I'm Doris.
Doris! Answers my question.
What was the question?
Someone must know.
Heck if I do.
Me either.
Doesn't anyone know?
No, sir.
No, what?
That's the answer to the question.
Oh.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon. Mum!
Aha! And what do you have to say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Oh, darn it!
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
You had best answer that, Doris.
Before you owe the caller an apology too?
Yes, darn it, yes!
Yes, sir, you bet. Hello, who? Why, yes, in just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Hello? What? Oh. Who is it, Doris?
Sir Percival.
What? Oh, yes. Yes, I see. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
You dropped this, Lord Dudley.
You mean to say It can't be Sir Percival, right?
Yeah, well, it can't be. I mean,
Can't be Sir Percival, right?
right.
Yes, Doctor. Exactly what do you mean?
Oh, hey, I'm off the phone. Polly? Margaret?
Off the butt. Oh, yes. Why, Dudley, you look so strange.
That was not Sir Percival.
Then who was it?
That was a good friend of mine. I can't quite remember his name.
Miles Taylor.
That's right.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival for the necklace.
How dare you, sir? I'll have you caught for this. Such accusations are actionable. Tarnish my good name. It's libelous.
I cannot be sued successfully for libel if my accusations should prove true.
Just how do you intend to prove them true?
Quite easily after a look at that necklace. Would you mind getting it for me, Dr. Forbes?
A necklace? There's no proof on that necklace. I'll show you. It's not in here anywhere. Are you sure that's where you put it, Lady Mark?
Like where else?
Why don't you have another look?
Oh, all right. Whoa! Whoa! Oh.
Take it.
Hey, bro, are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up?
2?
Good enough.
Now show me your ridiculous proof.
You yourself have shown the proof, Dr. Forbes. For if you were not the murderer, then how do you know cultivation to that safe?
Great heavens, he's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sellers. For there's one thing you do not take into account for. I am armed.
You, sir, are a scoundrel!
And I should very much like to surrender our engagement at this moment.
Does that mean you'll marry me, Violet?
Oh, Billy!
I mean, Diana!
Oh, darn. With all my heart, Stephen. Doris, telephone at once to constabulary.
Do so when you're dead, my dear.
Oh, Mum, what shall I do?
Just raise your hands, and the rest of you do likewise.
Did you say, and the rest of you do likewise?
Hang up the phone.
Hang up the phone.
Hang up the phone!
Ring, 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 ring. Donna Blast, who is that?
That is my good friend Miles Taylor. I told him to ring us back shortly after his first call. If I do not answer, he shall summon the law, and they shall come here with a warrant for your arrest. Stanley Grimes.
Stanley Grimes!
So put down that pistol and surrender!
Never! I shall take this necklace, sell it for a fortune, and move wealthily to another country.
I just want to...
Oh, curse you, Stanley Grimes! It's the curse of the Delhi Diamond!
A diamond!
Darjeeling Diamond!
All of them!
What the heck was that?
Oh, yes. Clap! All of you clap!
We don't have to say anything today.
Keep clapping!
I'm too young to die! I'm so pretty!
My dear friends and fellow theater lovers. Well, I had something prepared. I would like to thank you all for taking time out of your evening to come see my modest effort tonight. While you're all here, I'd now like to discuss with you the state of the theater.